Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about teaching tripod today, especially straddle tripod, and then maybe we can do some variations. Let's go. So if you're gonna teach tripod, it's probably within a sequence. So usually, what I do is I do straddle. We have straddle, and then from here we go into tripod. So yeah, I'm going to show you. This is kind of the straddle to tripod. And a lot of beginners have obviously trouble with that. Some just because they can't even bend forward this much and they can't reach the head to the ground. So what I do is I let them hop like this. You hop like a bunny. Bring the hands next to the knees and tuck the head in. So this way, even with tight hamstrings, they can do it, right? So now be aware of the fact that if you have a student who's not doing headstand regularly, it will be kind of, it will be a lot more pressure than a normal headstand. And that's okay, just they should know that it's normal. And if they feel uncomfortable, they can just not stay in it, right? And just, the more they do it, it usually goes away. So you're going to stretch your legs from here, lift your hips over your head. And so your hands can be this way or this way, right? So I teach them they can do both. Usually this is more stable, and this is more for people with wrist pain. I like to do it on my fingertips, but it doesn't matter. And then so for a beginner, I teach them to bring the knee up all the way on the triceps and point the toe, and then see if they can go alternate for 20 or 30 seconds. Important is to keep the elbows in. Most students go elbows way out, and it's not going to happen anywhere near future, so really helps, right? So if they can do this, then you would like them to bring both knees up onto the triceps, and eventually bringing the knees together and lifting the hips up. Now from here, it's really easy. You just stretch the legs. Now here they all get scared, and they tend to do something like this. I can't even do it without falling. They tend to bring their hips into flexion because they're scared of falling over into the back. So they go tightening up, right? So it's actually easier to balance all the way straight. So really, most of the times you're going to have to tell them, bring your legs up a little bit more to the back. And there will be this balancing moment right above when it's straight, and it's going to be so much easier to hold than this position where you actually have to hold it all with the core, right? So let's go down again. And then they can take child pose, right? Okay, so that would be the beginner's version for people who are not even really used to headstand. They're obviously not going to hold it that long. It's fine if they just hold it 20 to 30 seconds. That's okay. For the more intermediate student who's doing regularly headstand and can touch the floor on the ground in straddle, you would like to teach them to go up. There's really nothing special about this. Make sure the elbows are 90 degree angle somewhat. I'm going to turn my hands because I like it better this way. You can choose. And then you just bring the feet out. It's actually, I think, it's the easiest way to go up in any press, right? So nothing special here, but you can train it and just stay here. Important is all students go very tight shoulders because they're scared to fall. Just remind them to bring your shoulders away from the ears, right? Okay, and so then we have a couple of variations that we can teach alongside from here. And that would be, for example, all kinds of stuff. Well, so we can just go both legs to the side and come into a side crow, or even ekapada, right? Then from here, first butt up, and then all the way up. Or you can do the same in eagle position. It's a little bit harder because of the coming up part. So it might not look very straight, but it's impossible in eagle. Also here, butt first, kind of tough to get the butt up, and then the rest is easy. Just pushing, a mixture between core and pushing the hands, right? Keep the shoulders away from the ears. And then we can also learn to do peacock from here. If you can do peacock, that would be a variation. You can bring your hands in. This time you will have to turn it this way. So most people have flat hands. Also, again here, I like to bring my hands onto the fingertips. You would go into a slight back bend, bring the abdomen onto your elbows, lift the chest, lift the legs. And then I actually haven't managed to get out of it perfectly yet. But yeah, chin stand is an option, right? Okay, so I hope you had fun with that. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I'll be glad to answer them. Thanks.